my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great.
So welcome everybody, and I'll just extend that welcome to people as they continue to join in. Thank you for joining us. We're welcoming hundreds of brilliant women from around the world this evening, and it is an absolute honor to have you spend this special time with us. You are here because you are seeking. You are listening to the whispers of your inner goddess as she searches to find her best self, your best self. Have you seen your inner goddess lately? Your inner goddess knows how to care for herself. She cares for others. Your inner goddess has time and balance in her days, weeks, months, and years. Your inner goddess nourishes herself inside and out. Your inner goddess creates the relationships and space to bring her dreams to a reality. Your inner goddess is strong and energized, and your inner goddess is waiting. We're ready to help create the space, the time, and the tools to nourish your inner goddess. Women today have so much on their plates. At Beyond Your Wildest Genes, we appreciate that you trust us to bring you the high quality and up-to-date health information that we can find on the planet. And today we're thrilled to announce our newest program that will help take charge of your life and your health. And it's just for women.
Ladies, congratulations on making you, your health, and your wellness a priority and taking the time to explore the possibilities and opportunities of the Getting to Goddess program.
Okay, tonight in this webinar and throughout the entirety of Getting to Goddess, we promise to honor and make the most of your time. We will show you how to gain more energy, better sleep, help you create a life that supports your values and minimize your individual key stressors, and present to you a detailed roadmap to achieve your personal health and wellness goals.
So make sure that you stay to the very end. You don't want to miss anything. So many people miss out on the waving flag, the cheering fans, and the sense of accomplishment at the finish line by leaving too early. There'll be a special offer for those who listen to the very end, and believe me, it's worth it.
So, first of all, are you in the right place? Have you been hearing the whispers that life could be different, could be more, could be better? Have you been ignoring those whispers for far too long? And maybe started experiencing other signals from your inner goddess. When we ignore the inner wisdom of our mind and body, we create dis-ease in our lives, and it's uncomfortable. It can show up in our physical body as pain, illness, fatigue. It can show up in our chemistry as hormone changes and weight gain. It can show up in our emotions as overwhelm, stress, depression, and more. We start to feel like we're struggling. We're struggling to catch up in our lives. We're always behind at work, overwhelmed at home, unable to find the time or the energy to get off the treadmill that starts running us. And this can be a whisper, just a hint that we start to ignore it first. We sacrifice our me time. We have to get one more thing done. We have to look after somebody. We have to try our best to push through. And if you're at the stage of that whisper, well, congratulations. This is the perfect place for you. Or it can become a shout. And when we keep pushing, sometimes we teach ourselves to ignore those whispers, and they get louder. We can ignore the signs. We start to lose ourselves in the process. Our personal care, the nurturing of our own goddess is lost in the busy until she crashes. And if this is where you are, or you feel like you might be heading, thank you for being here, because this is the perfect place for you too. So let's take a few minutes before we go any deeper and introduce ourselves. For some of you, you've been listening to us for the last couple of years on our weekly podcast, Beyond Your Wildest Genes, or maybe on one of our online summits. But for others listening, we're strangers, and we're taught from an early age that we shouldn't trust strangers. So let's become friends instead. We can be your trusted advisors. I'm Dr. Wanda Lee McPhee. I'm in the middle of those three photos, in case you didn't notice by the voices. I'm also a chiropractor, a wife, a mother of 2 teenagers, a daughter, a sister, a lover of wine and travel, an avid reader, And I would rather be by the beach, by the ocean, than pretty much anywhere else in the world. I also love to help others be their best. That happens in my clinic alongside with my husband, who's also a chiropractor. It happens at home with my kids, in my profession, or in my community as a volunteer, and now here online, where I can use my knowledge and experience to spread much farther than my own hands can reach. I have lived this. I know the struggle of being a working mom, a professional, a daughter and daughter-in-law of aging parents, a wife, a perfectionist, and a driver, and working to play all of those roles without losing the sight of me, keeping me in the midst of the busy and in the demands of what needs to be done. And quite honestly, I have not always succeeded, and it has not been perfect. And both my successes and failures in keeping this focus and energy and well-being and joy in life are part of what I really want to share here. If I can help just one of you struggle less because of the lessons I've learned, then those will have been worthwhile. And one other thing I know for sure is there is not one answer. And because of that lesson, getting to Goddess isn't about telling you exactly what to do, because the answers will be unique for each one of you. But it is about finding out what you need and offering options that you can choose to find your path. Now let me introduce my other two partners in this adventure. First, Dr. Michael Akinfora.
Thanks, Dr. Wandalee. I've lived this too. I'm a chiropractor. Dr. Noah and I practice together in a rather large metropolitan city on the eastern seaboard, a little place called Bayonne, New Jersey. In 2009, my wife was diagnosed with cancer, and I knew that our lives changed the moment my wife received that diagnosis. Now, you can't tell by this picture, but at one time I weighed 300 pounds. And my truth, which I echo in our podcasts every week, in our summits, and throughout this course, are my values. Health is number one and family is number two. Now, when my wife got cancer in 2009, I started to do research, and I uncovered a very simple, little-known fact back then. Sugar feeds cancer. This is why we're doing this class. There are so many hacks. There are such conflicting information, and we want to share it with you. I want to share with you the steps that we've taken over the last 8 years, both my partners and my wife and family, Emma and Jack are my children, as well as myself, and we want to lead you, to partner with you to create a happy, healthy, and fulfilling life. And here's our partner, Dr. Noah DeCoya.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Noah. As Dr. Mike said, I'm a practicing chiropractor for the past 17 years in Bayonne, New Jersey, specializing in family care. I am a health fanatic, yoga enthusiast, avid reader, novice biohacker, and Primal Blueprint certified. I have an awesome wife, Kerry, 2 great kids, Kellen and Hayden, and 12, yes, that's 12 nephews and nieces, mostly nephews. But most importantly, in the context of this course, Getting to Goddess, it was something I felt with my partners I was morally obligated to do. You see, if you've heard me speak at other venues and on YouTube and the Functional Forum and so on and so forth, I speak often about this, and it's hard for me to talk about this, but my mother died at the young age of 52 of colon cancer. From diagnosis to death was only 30 days. She never got a chance to see, hold, play, or enjoy her 9 grandsons. As you could see, it's kind of hard for me to speak about this. But this course is my chance to help thousands of women and people outside of my brick and mortar office.
So we own this, and we're invested. We've done the research. We've seen you. We've heard you. We've explored thousands of products, diets, scientific studies, professional development strategies. We've looked at professional programs. We've looked at personal development, and we've distilled that down to put into one simple package that works. There's so much information out there. but we need to know the key steps, those magic bullets that make the difference. And we're honored to see this work every single day in our practices. So now we're thrilled to bring it to more of you around the world. So what is your ultimate destination? And that's going to be unique for every single one of the hundreds of you listening to this. Where do you want to be at the end of this journey? Is it a strong, healthy body? Is it getting dressed in the morning without drama and frustration because your clothes can't fit or you can't find anything that you want to wear? Is it just loving what you see in the mirror and feeling good in your own skin? Is it sleeping better? Is it managing to find time for yourself? Is it developing the energy to do what you love so that you can nurture yourself or nurture other people around you? For each one of us, we need to listen to the whispers of our inner goddess. She knows where you'd love to be. Don't ignore that inner wisdom. She will help guide you through this program and help you uncover what's really important to you. And then she will help you set the goals and targets that you can use to become the best version of you. She will allow you to take the next right step, and then the step after that, and then the step after that, just one step at a time, making it simple, easy, and joyful to allow yourself to get to your best goddess.
All right, so this course is set up to help you succeed and arrive at your final destination feeling your best. We've structured it with the perfect balance of learning, fun, and actionable information. The course itself is 4 weeks. You could do it at your own pace. There's no pressure whatsoever. In each week, there are 3 modules. In addition, there are 3 to 4 bonus interviews from our wildly successful, I must say, 500,000 subscribers, Beyond Your Wildest Dreams podcast, or our 2 online summits, the Pain Relief Project and the Longevity and Anti-Aging Project. In addition, there are worksheets, quick quizzes, and PDFs to support your success.
Week 1 is crucial. It sets the stage. In week 1, we partner with you to build the emotional foundation you need to release your inner goddess. We kick off the entire program where we determine your individual stress, where they come from, and how to get stress working for you. In other words, or another way to say it, making stress your ally. We help you determine your why, what drives you, what makes you tick, and then connecting this to your passion and your individual values. Lastly, showing you simple tools to focus your goddess energy and create your best life possible. You know, one aspect of week 1 that I found particularly helpful for me, and I believe it'll be particularly helpful for you as well, is a step-by-step guide to creating your own personal daily objectives, weekly objectives, and quarterly objectives, all culminating in you having a methodology to create your yearly goals and objectives. A study that's fascinated me every time I hear it says, and it proved, a study done in 1979 showed that 3% of Harvard grads who had written their goals down were earning on average 10 times more money than the remaining 97% of the class combined. We want you to have these crucial skills as well. And by the way, as Dr. Mike mentioned, you can't forget the brilliantly crafted PDFs that help you do this, attached to each week's modules in addition to the expert interviews included.
Okay, so in week 2, it's all about chemistry. And please don't everybody leave. No, we're not talking about your high school chemistry class. We are talking about, and what we are known for is real, actionable takeaways. We know this can be confusing, and we're here to help. So we want to support your goddess from inside and out by learning about and easily applying your hormones. The secrets to hormone support for your goddess. Let's look at a couple takeaways that you can apply tomorrow morning when you wake up. So if you are tired or overwhelmed or even anxious, it could actually be caused by your hormones. Your female hormones are negatively affected by your environment. And here are a couple hormone disruptors. It could be your deodorant slash antiperspirant and your shampoo. So we'll want you to avoid this chemical called sodium lauryl sulfate and parabens. They completely mess up your hormones. Also, here's really interesting. Antiperspirants contain aluminum, which stop you from sweating. But this stops your body's natural detoxification as it shrinks the pores under your arms where your sweat glands are. So let's change them out tomorrow for a healthier version. Look for organic, look for labels that they actually say it on them now. No sodium lauryl sulfate, no parabens. So that's takeaway number one. The other parts of week 2 that we'll be looking at is Chemistry 101. Simple uses of essential oils for body and home to minimize damaging toxins. The third module of week 2 is Nutrition is More Than Counting Calories. We're going to look at strategies to support you with delicious food that fuels Goddess without counting calories. And lastly, again, the handouts and bonuses. We have some brilliant folks that we've had the pleasure of interviewing in the health and wellness space. Wendy Myers, Dr. Trevor Cates, Dr. Kellyanne Petrucci, and Amanda Campbell.
Great. In week 3, you will be provided everything you need to get your physical Goddess shining. We will teach you how to build your strength, recharge your energy, and undo the damage of your busy life by maximizing your exercise routine to build feminine energy, letting go of that sleep struggle, and getting the best recharge from your time in bed, and reverse the damage of excessive sitting with simple strategies. Now, I mentioned sleep struggle and getting the best from your time in bed. Well, I thought that we would talk about naps. Yes, I said napping. So here's the Beyond Your Wildest Dreams nap guidelines. A 20-minute nap helps with creativity and cognitive function. A 20 to 40-minute nap helps with executive function. And lastly, a 90 to 100-minute nap, which are my favorite, initiates some repair and even allows you to enter REM sleep. The key here is that a nap has to end 3 hours before you go to bed to not affect your sleep. Expert interviews, including in this week's, is Natural Posture with Esther Gokhale, Sleep with Navy SEAL Dr. Kirk Parsley, and a look at ancient wisdom in the modern world with Dr. Rita Marie Lascalzo.
All right, so we finally get to week 4, and it ties this all together in a way that works best for you. Each of you will have a personalized next step and unique priorities to integrate what you've learned into your new life. This is your personal plan for success. So the greatest secret revealed, if I told you that 1% of the population does this, and if I told you almost every professional sports team, what they do to get and stay healthy, what do you think the most visited tent is in the Olympic Village? And the next question is, what can you do to maximize your health? But the biggest thing that we've seen in our studies is the time myth. We want to shatter the time myth and take charge of your calendar, your schedule, and your life. So I want to ask you a couple of questions. Do any of these sound familiar? I don't have time. I would love to, but I am too busy to exercise. I really want to eat better, but I work long days and I just don't have the time. So here's what's brilliant. In our first week module, and we have an entire module on finding your values. And here we show you how tying your values to your time will help you to create the best life ever. So why, this is the essence of this. Why are these things important to you? Because they create a link to a healthy lifestyle choice, which you choose to make these core values and benefits. So I'm going to give you a couple examples. As I said, my values are health. I'm just going to write these down. And family. Those are my top two values. Without health, we really don't have anything. So how is exercising for 1 hour a day going to help me with my health? That's pretty easy. Here's another question. How is eating better going to help me with my health? How is it going to help me with my second value, my family? And how is managing stress going to help me, again, with my health? So they're pretty easy to tie together. But what Wanda Lee asks in her brilliant module is get 10 of these for each answer. So the last part of this is the last module in this 4th week is getting to goddess. You're going to see how getting to your goddess is a combination of key principles and actions that are simple, clear, and most importantly, doable. So in this week, we will see interviews from Dr. Linda Anderson Peacock, Dr. John DeMartini, and lastly, Dr. Jeff Spencer.
Thanks, guys. And thanks all of you for listening. The simple fact is that we are potentially living longer than ever before. In fact, some studies say that the fastest growing segment of the population is people over 100 years old. How does that make you feel? If your first thought is, I feel this bad now, there is no way I want to live to be 100. Or are you thinking, bring it on? Well, goddesses are ready to bring it on. And frankly, you might not have a choice. Because modern medicine, the things that we can access in modern medicine these days can keep us alive, not necessarily living. And that's the foundation of Beyond Your Wildest Genes and of Getting to Goddess. We are studying the science of epigenetics. It's the science of aging backwards. And in our mission to create a healthier world, we have looked at everything, traditional, alternative, everything in between. And after years of studying this, the fundamental key to health is the science of epigenetics. Epi means above, and genetics means our genes. So what we're really talking about is above your genetics or beyond your genes. Often when we speak to patients, and I'm sure you've sometimes heard these words maybe come out of your own mouth, but people will say, oh, well, I'm overweight because it runs in my family, or I have arthritis because it runs in my family, or I can't do that because it runs in my family. It's part of my genes. Well, now we know that that's really not true. There's probably less than 15% of your lifestyle that's determined by your genes. Even whether you're tall or short has more to do with the food that you ate and the way you were brought up in exercise and in moving than it does your genes. There are some genetic programs in there, but whether you turn them on or off has everything to do with how you live your life. You're actually in the driver's seat. You have control. You are your own goddess. And whether this program is for you or not, we are really honored that you've spent this time with us. And we hope that even this small tip of what we're offering will put you on the path towards being your best goddess. We really appreciate you being here. And as a special thank you, we have a discount for those of you who would like to join us for the full program. I know many of you have already been on the website and checking it out, and you've seen that we have a special introductory rate. Well, we're going to go one better tonight. Because let's face it, these are challenging times. Decreasing energy, feeling overwhelmed, fatigued, burnt out, relationships deteriorating, lost productivity, maybe feeling unfulfilled. This is not where you want to be. And we hear it every day. We see you. We see the adrenal fatigue. We see the stress, the aches and pains, the dissatisfaction. and we know we can help. When you get on an airplane, do you ever listen to the announcements of the flight attendants at the beginning? Do you know what they say in the very beginning of the flight? In the unlikely event of an emergency, or if the air pressure changes, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to put on your own mask first, before helping others put on theirs. Now, doesn't that sound simple? But really, for many of us, it's far from easy. Our instinct is often to reach out and put that mask on our children, or put that mask on our spouse, or help the person beside us. But we do need to put our own mask on first. So is that little voice in your head, or maybe the voice in your heart, whispering to you that you need to put on your oxygen mask? Give yourself permission. Over these next 4 weeks, take a few hours just for you. Make an investment in yourself that will pay off for you and for everyone around you. Your spouse, your kids, your colleagues, your friends, for everyone, and for years to come. Changing your life creates a new future for you, your family, your career, and your legacy to the world. You deserve to be the best goddess you can be. So if this sounds like something for you, please register with us. Here's a special discount code that you can use while it's still valid. And that'll be good until the end of the month. So the world needs you. You have gifts to share. You have contributions to make, and we will all benefit by you being your best self. Also, for those of you who sign up for the full program, we have a private Facebook page which you'll have access to with your registration. That will give you direct access to the three of us. We are here for you. We'll be able to interact one-on-one, back and forth regularly with any questions, any concerns, anything that you want to work on individually. We do thank you for being here. We want to make a difference, and we want you to benefit from it. So on behalf of Dr. Michael, Dr. Noah, and myself, Dr. Wanda McPhee, we thank you for being here, and we hope to see you online with Getting to Goddess.